is that we have to understand that concept. We have to come to know Him as Lord, Savior, as God, as friend. But we begin to start to grow, come into the spring of our lives. And we come to find out that we begin to start facing trials and rigors of life. We become single mothers, some of us. A number of children, different fathers. Some of us have become drug addicts, alcoholics who can't support our children. Or we dropped out of school. Or maybe we managed to get a job that we hate, but we can't get a better one because we don't have the skill, the ability, or the education. Or maybe we became successful at something, or became educated, doing well, or maybe we were able to support our families and ourselves, and maybe we were able to buy a house, and now we're middle-aged, but there's this great big something that's missing in our lives. We still want to hang out and party, we still want to have a good life and stuff, but we still want to come to church. We still want to think that the Lord is still with us no matter what it is that we're going through, even when we know that what we're doing is not necessarily right. But we still stay. We still, even though we stay, we still get healed. Even in the fall of our, autumn of our, season of our lives, my brothers and sisters, I just want you to know that winter is coming. Winter is coming. And when winter comes, if it hasn't already happened, if you don't understand that it's God who has brought you all through the seasons of your life, I suggest and I recommend, I advise you to look back at where He brought you from. Realize that God is not an imaginary friend. He's not a rushing wind. He's not a vapor. And now that He put food on your table, shoes on your feet, roof over your head, clothes on your back, all these years, it's time for a change. It's time to change your spirit. It's time to change your mind. It's time to change your praise. It's time to change your giving. It's time to change your children. It's time to change your husbands and your wives. It's time for a change in your lives. You got to change in the winter of your life, or even before. But what you didn't understand in the spring and summer of your life, you got to change it around now before it's too late. 1 Corinthians 13 tells us that when I was a child, I spoke like a child. I thought like a child. I reasoned like a child. But when I became an adult, I put it into a childish way. But then Psalm 37:25 says, I've been young, and now I'm old. Yet I've never seen the righteous forsaken, nor God's seed begging bread. It's time for a change. From old pride up attitudes about praising God, because the Lord has made a difference in your life, that the Lord has healed you from anything, that God has delivered you from something, or Jesus has brought you through something, and you never praise Him for it. It's time to change the way you thank Him. It's time to change the way you show Him how you love and appreciate Him. It's time for a change in how you worship Him. After all He's done for you, you've already gone through the summer. You've already gone through the spring. You may be passing through the fall, or even the winter of your lifetime. And if the real color of your hair looks anything like snow on the roof, you need to change and do it soon, because you may not have much time left. I'm so glad that on that day, when they hung Him on the cross, the day He suffered, that He died, He was dying, and He said, it is finished. This work here on earth was finished. He made a change so that we can make the very same change, so that we can live eternally with God, have all our sins forgiven, to have to make a change in your spirit, and to have accepted Jesus Christ as your personal Lord and Savior. It's time for a change. I just want to tell you that when it's coming, it's time for a change. If you don't know the Lord for yourself, you better get with God and do it now. You don't have time to change next year. You don't have time to wait until 2008 is almost gone. For 24 hours to make a big difference. You may say I'll change tomorrow. You may say I'll change on Thursday night. I'm going to make all kinds of commitments and resolutions. I'm going to pray God and say I'm going to do this. I'm going to say I'm going to do that and the other. I'm going to commit to doing all this other good stuff that I didn't do last year or the year before. But what you got to realize is once you give your life to Jesus, you'll find out they'll make the necessary changes in your life. They'll change you from what you used to be to what he wants you to be. They'll change you from a sinner to a believer. He'll change your life. He'll change your heart. He'll change your mind. He'll change your spirit. Hallelujah. He'll change your life. He'll give you life and life more abundantly. And beyond that, he'll give you life everlasting. Hallelujah. Oh, yes, he will. It's time for change. In 2009, get ready, get ready, get ready, get ready, my brothers. Get ready, my sisters. A new day is coming. We got a new president who's about to make a change. That change is coming. And I believe it. Because where else in the world can you see a racist country like the United States of America turn around and elect a black president? There's a lot of time to start trying to get here with yours. I'm going to change. When I just received a banking industry, insurance industry, the car manufacturers come begging for money, and they're talking about lowering the prices on automobiles. It's time for a change. Yes! On that is $1.36 a gallon. It's time for a change. I believe God can do all things. God does all things. But he is the one that is unchangeable. But he can change you. He can make a difference in your life. It's time. It's time for a change. Yeah. It's time for a change in our lives. It's time for a change in the way we praise. It's a time for a change in how we worship God. And we need to stop and think about the fact that this is not our time. This is God's time. God's time. I see the clock. I see the clock. I keep my eye on the clock. Sometimes I say I'm going to fast forward and cut this message. There's a game being played today. The bad part about the football game, it doesn't even matter who wins. It doesn't make a bit of difference. Win or lose. Whoever Detroit will play. But what does make a difference is the way we live our lives. It could be a loss and you're walking around in circles and you haven't come to know the Lord for yourself. It's time for a change. And you see the way this change works is all you got to do. You just go away with Jesus and ride on. And hold on tight for the ride. Because one thing I got to tell you is, well, if somehow or another you fall, he's going to stop and come back and get you. That's a good thing. Because he's never going to leave you. He's going to forsake you. And if you give your life to him, you're going to find out that it's the best life that you could possibly have. So you all, something about myself. I'm not going to drag you through it again. But one thing I'll tell you is, this is the best life I've ever had. My wife and I were sitting talking just last night. We don't have a Christmas tree in our house. This is the first year we